name's Sergio. Today I'm here with George, and we're gonna be asking him and interviewing him about his veganism. So George, when did you become a vegan exactly?
I became vegan January 2016, so roughly around 3 years ago.
Okay. Was there any was there any influence, or did someone pressure you to become vegan, or was it just kind of your choice?
I kind of found vegan activists online, and there's a lot of videos showing the animal agriculture industry and talking about it, and those are my main influences. There was no vegan in my life before I turned vegan. The only person was my dad was vegetarian when I was growing up.
Okay. Let's see. Do you know like any other vegan people? I guess like other than your father.
My mom went vegan a year ago, so I was vegan 2 years before her, but it's really helped that she's gone vegan as well. I don't really know many vegans except for a few, but I don't really keep in contact with them. It's just how it is. Only 1% of the population is vegan, so it's completely normal to not really see that many vegans throughout the day.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I guess the next question is, so we all kind of know, or we have a thought process about veganism, as in like technically we know what it is, but what does the veganism mean to you personally, in your own words? I guess?
The definition that almost all vegans agree upon is the practice of trying to reduce needless suffering and harm to a reasonable limit. So generally that means omitting all animal products that aren't microscopic is the goal. You want to get all of those out because they contribute to the animal products industry. And it's not more, veganism isn't an objection to killing, it's an objection to killing sentient beings, which are animals that can feel pain and express their suffering.
Okay. So I guess next question is, how do you feel about industrial farming and agriculture?
Modern industrial farming has gotten to very cruel levels. Before, I guess what most people imagine industrial farming to be these days is a happy cow on grass, but that's not the case. We have thousands of videos documenting abuse in factory farms and the torture that these animals have to go through. So, animal agriculture has to be one of the worst human rights issues, because we cause these animals tremendous pain by making them endure this factory farming.
Well, that question was also about like just general industrial farming and general agriculture.
Like,
so, like, do you have any opinions about like GMOs, like single crop farms, etc.?
I don't really have any opinions about GMOs. I've seen mixed evidence among them. I think they can be beneficial in some points, especially with our population ever increasing. Efficiency really matters in just crop production. So I don't have any issues about them being used if it's helpful and doesn't harm the environment to a unreasonable extent.
Okay. So George, I'm gonna ask you a personal question, as in like, just run me about like your day life, I guess, as in like, what do you cook or what do you eat as in vegan meals?
Okay, so generally when you're vegan, you try to keep your staples high in protein. It's not because you need it, it's just generally what we do. So a main staple for me would be beans or rice or quinoa. Any of those are really high in protein and other nutrients as well. Also, I try to eat as many leafy greens as possible. Everyone should, vegan or non-vegan, because they're so high in vitamins and low in caloric density as well. So a vegan diet helps you feel fuller generally than a meat diet, because meat is very calorically dense compared to even beans, for example, which is a comparable protein source. So yeah, I generally try to keep it leafy greens, whole foods, and then protein dense staples.
Okay, that's a great answer. Do you have any more questions for George here?
How do you feel about like the vegan identity, or like do you feel anything about like being vegan versus not being vegan as like those groups?
Yeah, I feel there's negative people in both groups, definitely. I feel like we need to have more of a consensus and have more positive talks about these issues in the animal agriculture industry. Also, I feel that vegans are often attacked sometimes by non-vegans. I know that when I wasn't vegan, I thought the same way about vegans being kind of needy and selfish and arrogant. So I can understand where meat eaters are coming from when they attack the general character of most vegans.
Is that good?
Okay, well, I think that's all the questions we have for you. Thank you for your time, George.
Thank you. Yep.